Okay, hello everyone. So we are still on chapter 5, communication strategy. So I will continue my discussion here. So this is the lesson roadmap. I have already discussed the objectives too. So we discussed global advertising and culture from the last nga meeting. So let's continue our discussion. So we also discussed the Gert Hofstede's cultural dimension. So it is about power distance, individualism and collectivism, masculinity and femininity, uncertainty avoidance, and long-term reason. So today we are going to continue discussing the global advertising budgets too. I guess we already discussed this one last meeting. Okay, mag-start with creative strategy. Okay, actually, ako na po din na-discuss. We have scale of economies, consistent image, globalization of media, global consumer segment, creative talent, and also cross-fertilization. So, we ended here last meeting. So, let's continue to barriers to standardization. So, what is the barriers kaya when we say nga, okay, gusto ta mag-standardize lagi, sa lugar ang ato ang things nga need nato maban-an. So, first, ang cultural difference. Kana pa lang daan, di nato ma-standardize kaya ang language, ang culture, di magkasinabot ang each country. Advertising regulations, data regulations. Some areas, let's say in Western or Middle East rather, dapat kay, if possible, walay babae daw sa TV. Why, dili ipakita ang babae. Oh, very strict sila about that one. Na ako nakita nga, na-read na article regarding this one, na wala nila sa cover sa magazine ang mga girls sa ilahang, ay sa cover doon sa magazine due to strict regulations sa advertising na dapat kung naay babae, kay na kanang covered tanan lang bag. So market maturity, unsa ka mature ang market? Let's say for example, is the market too young to accept such standardization? Bata pa siguro ni market, kamulo pa o bloom, so medyo lisod at the same time, okay ra kayo kasi tawag mag-introduce og product, new product sa ilaha, labi nag-standardize na product. It could happen. So it depends yapon again what what type of maturity ang nasa market. So kung medyo old na kayo nga market, you should makipag-compete kay grabe na competitive. We also have not invented here or NIH syndrome. So this means kana bitaw when we say standardization, ang uban kay di makarelate sa uban nga product. Let's say for example, sa may products na di na to ma-relate here in the Philippines. Say for example, corn dogs. Okay, corn dogs. Dili kita kanabitang particular sa corn dogs, mas ginantag hotdog na naa sa bun. Corn dogs kanabitang word gibutang siya sa stick, then gibot niya na siya harina gikaveran. Di kita inkwan anak kanang dili kita ganahan anak ng mga products. Okay, dili mo gud siya di mo siya normal diri or giti kasi gina-invent to here. Aside nga karon nga kamo duman adapt, yes, that could be typical nga kuan na siya street food sa ato corn dogs pero dili ra kay siya legit na corn dog lahi man ato medyo kuan na ta ka ng substandard siya like ang atong hotdog aside kung mag Virginia gid ka and everything then follow gid ka sa ilahang pagluto sa corn dog na aside sa harina but then panimuog murag kanang bitong crispy nga part, yeah, it could happen. So not invented here syndrome is another barrier to standardization kini siya ilado okay sa mga people in that country. So for cultural differences, contrary to the global village cliche, cultural differences still persist. Harmony product categories. Cultural gaps between countries may exist in terms of lifestyle, benefits, thought, usage context, and so forth. So most of the time, ang cultural difference yun ang isa sa number one nga problem. Kaya nga naman, let's say for example, naghimo ka og payong. Imong payong kay automatic nga mo open. Then, ang naandan sa let's say, isa ka country kay katug yung manual nga payong nga dapat i-open. Diba siya naanad ng kuan, kanang itong payong nga automatic nga mo open. Mag-click ra ka og button niya, automatic na siya mo open. So probably kana pa lang daan di kay sila ganahan. Marami tawag ka bantay mo anang when weird siya nga product di kay kaganan mo try, mahadlo ka mo try or ma-disappoint at the same time mahadlo ka masayangan sa imong money, sa value sa imong money. That is the more number one reason ang uban nga person dili kayo kabalo regarding sa certain products or di kayo sila ganahan mo dawat og products nga new to them. Next is advertising regulations. So local advertising regulations both is another barrier for standardization. Its regulations usually it pay its regulations that usually affects the execution of the commercial. They say, for example, kato, magpa-advertise ta, let's say, example, Pantene, book round tayo mo advertise, imong gi-play sa, let's say, in Saudi, then automatic siya giban sa Saudi. Kaya naman, bisag naka-sleeveless lang gani ang imuhang, let's say, si Anne, si artista, ilagay ng iban diretso. Dapat kay photos daw kay si Miss Anne, ang iya daw makita kayang mata. Kaya na daw dapat ang advertisement dito kay very kuan daw sila. They see women as sacred. Yan na daw punuhan. So dapat walay skin gud na makita aside sa yang eyes. For example daw nas advertising regulation. Another example, in China man good, we have number one gud dapat ni orient sa amo bawal mi mag-use og Winnie the Pooh. I guess familiar mo ana si President Xi Jinping kay kuan siya say, compare with Winnie the Pooh. So if possible, try to avoid those types of advertisement nga let's say mag-play ka og Winnie the Pooh sa China, automatic ka nga iban. Kay they don't like that camera for them, makari daw na sa ilahang president. So, if possible, try to know their regulations first, okay, before standardizing your regulation. Okay, again, maka-apekto ka sa imong business. So, make market maturity. So, differences in the degree of market maturity also hampers a standardized strategy. Gaps in cross-market maturity levels mandate different advertising approaches. Okay, when we say market maturity, let's say young pa ang market, dapat kay extensive ang imong pag-advertise. Well, kung medyo old na ang market, kailangan pud ka og medyo lenient or simple na yung advertisement. Kaya nga naman, standardize man imong product at the same time, taas manoon ang inyong competition, but medyo mature man ang market, open to competition man yun siya. So, normal ra na sa iya. So, ikaw po, medyo chill na po imong approach. Okay? So, it depends. So, not invented here syndrome. So, efforts to implement a standardized campaign often also needs to cope with the NIH syndrome. Local subsidiaries and or local advertising agencies could block attempts at standardization because they don't want kind of itong new to them or medyo weird siguro sa ilahang pananaw. Let's say, kanina product, nabaguan siya sa pater, ni ano, nakaon man ang mga Pilipino nasa banana nga. Di man na usual diri. Mas, murag kuan kay siya kanang unhygienic. Let's say, for example, sa US man ka nagbaliga, unhygienic daw siya kay kuan daw, daghan daw chemicals daw sa banana leaf. Another na po na siya nga argument na po din mahitabo. Kaya naman, dili man uso sa ila magkaon sa banana leaf. Okay, so example, dapat kinaka-package yun daw sa plastic, dapat clean na container. Example lang siya. Well, approaches to creating advertising copy, we have laissez-faire, export advertising, prototype standardization, concept cooperation, and modular approach. So we can we can do creative strategy through these types of mga methods or approach. So for laissez-faire, who is the laissez-faire approach? Where every country subsidiary simply follows its own course, developing its own ads based on what the local affiliate thinks works best in its market. There is no centralized decision making. So this one is where kung gusto ka maging creative nga advertisement, so you can use this approach. So every country, di ba naman sila subsidiary nga let's say companies, they can develop their own daw nga advertisement. So kinsa daw ito ang mga pinaka-common advertisement or pinaka-the best, you can copy that one mo na imong i-play sa entire region. Let's say for example in Southeast Asia. So kay common man atong K-pop, so that means, let's say for example, si Korea, naghimo siya og advertisement sa gamit ang mga K-pop nga group. So, katong advertisement, pwede siya automatically play sa Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Okay? Kaya nga naman, common man nato siya nga factor or denominator. So that means nga, everyone can make their own simple nga mga advertisement and kung kinsa tong mga pinaka okay nga i-play sa other nga country, pwede na siya i-follow. Export advertising. So export advertising is the creative strategy that produce in-house or by centrally located ad agency and then exported without inputs from the foreign market. Usually, the ad agency is based in the advertiser's home country, and a universal copy is developed for all markets. So, export advertising, you are going to produce, ganun ito sa inyong main nga country. Let's say in the Philippines, mag-produce ta og isa gyud ka advertisement here, mo din nato i-promote sa other country. Let's say, ato mag-promote ang butter, which is a local delicacy here in Mindanao, in general, or in the Philippines. Mo din natong i-advertise na, mo din ang kuan sa Philippines, butter di ay. So you can make a copy of that one mo na imong play all over the world para makita nila ang kuan. Beauty sa Philippines and the food that we make. So how about prototype standardization? So the key elements would be the theme, the core values, the slogan. All of the advertisements are the same across countries. However, some flexibility is allowed for language, like local voiceovers and cultural barriers. For prototype, probably same lang ang theme, ganang theme. Let's say for example, katong sa McDo, nga okay, that's for prototype standardization. Again, that means it would be the theme, the core values, ang slogan ang gamiton. But lahi-lahi lang din ang pag-interpret sa, let's say, companies. So, for example, kung katubit ang warm-up conversations sa McDonald's. So, pwede to ilahi, i-romanticize, dili lang too much family drama ang nakafocus, as long as ang core values and slogan is naaradad to. Okay, like warm-up conversations. So, the concept cooperation. So headquarters spell out guidelines on the positioning scheme and the brand identity to be used in the ads. Worldwide brand values are mapped out centrally. So this would be concept cooperation. Let's say for example, based lang siya sa guidelines and positioning theme. Let's say for women's empowerment, color pink, let's say dapat ang color sa advertisement for this year, let's say or for the month of March. So probably mo nang positioning theme ninyo tanan, color pink, kay you support, let's say, women empowerment daw sa inyong company. So that could be a concept for all of you. Dili siya based sa theme, ay dili siya based sa, let's say, dili siya based sa core values or slogan sa company, but more on depending sa season, depending sa, inyong support rather, let's say, stance inyong companies, inyong values, okay? So we also have modular approach. So one approach that companies and ad agencies increasingly use to strike the balance between thinking global and acting local. With this approach, the in-house advertisement team or the ad agency develops several variations of the campaign around the same theme. Let's say, for example, modular approach, thinking global and acting local. So that means inyong localize ang inyong product. Let's say, for example, for butter, aside sa banana, na ang iyahang girap, pwede ninyo siya ilisan og wrapper na pwede nga kuan sa uban, ma-use. Okay, let's say for example, kana ang inyong gihimo, nag-promote mo sa local nga delicacy at the same time, nag-show mo sa inyong global nga product. Another example, kanang roll-on. So, roll-on daw kay uso na sa US, karon kay all over the world na siya. Kaya ilang gina-promote na proper hygiene is good, at the same time, roll-ons are great. Okay? So, example for modular approach. More on making local rather nga products to the global market or introducing local products to the global market itself. So next would be global media decisions. So we have media infrastructure. Media infrastructure differs from country to country. So this is the available media, let's say sa isa ka country. Let's say social media applications like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Kaya most of the time, si TikTok ay black man sa uh, black man siya sa other countries, other medias, okay? Probably ang available lang is TV and that's for media infrastructure. So differs from country to country. While media limitations, the major limitation in many markets is media availability. Like let's say, kung anong available sa ila radio or um other forms of kana bitong or newspapers lang or yeah, tabloids, mura na yung available ani na country due to some uh, yeah, probably based on economy and so on and so forth and other factors to consider. But you always check, okay, the media limitation. Example, in South Korea, I guess all types of are available compared to North Korea, nga murag walay media gyud nga mulahos sa ilaha. Aside from the typical lang, nila nga social ay nga television and di ko sure kung nasa sila yung mga phones na siguro, but limited lang po gyapon. So, yeah. That's for media limitation. So we have recent trends in global media landscape. So how about the pinaka-recent na trends sa media landscape? So there is actually growing commercialization and deregulation of mass media. So especially in Facebook applications, so from radio and print to TV advertising. Grabe na karon, dili lang TV advertising but also different channels and websites na available na pwede na access. Rise of global and regional media all over the world. Pwede na siya ma-play and everywhere, especially in YouTube, in the website itself. Growing of non-traditional interactive media, which is katong non-traditional, kana bitong other communication devices such as mga applications such as Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, and even, yeah, mga websites itself mismo. So improve monitoring, paspas monitoring due to um, high access to technology, especially CCTVs, updates, dali ra pud kaayo, real-time updates, and TV viewership measurement. Pwede na ka mag-zoom at the same time mag-live sa Facebook. So mas mo taas ang coverage sa imuhang viewers or scope sa imuhang, let's say, advertisement due to these na mga media, okay, ang available in the global market. So internet itself serves as the main domain for this global media nga market itself. So as you can see here, as you can see here, this is exhibit 13.7. So this is the average cost of prime time 30-second TV spots. So in China daw, let's say kung pila ra ka second, 30 seconds up to pila ka daw ka million or dollars ang ilang kailangan. So pila ang hilang halin for each advertisement na ilang gina-play in this TV station. So medyo mahal, sakit kay siya po. Most of the TVs, as you can see here, most of these countries, kay kusog kay sila let's say, advertise. China, Hong Kong, India, Japan, and yeah, after that, mga Philippines, then Singapore, and other countries. How about advertising regulation? I guess I will end here. I will continue my discussion in the next lecture. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.